Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Melissa Christopher, and you're here to learn a little bit about detoxification and metabolic health. If you're just joining for the first time, then you should know that we are actually in week 2. Last week, we talked very generally about our detoxification pathways, our metabolic health, and how they are intertwined. Why? Well, actually, I'm going to flip because we're gonna get there. So first, let's talk about what's ahead. So last week we talked about what is cleansing, why we need it. Today is where the meat is at. Really awesome. I just can't wait to go through what I'm going to go through with you tonight. How doTERRA oils and products can enhance your results through detoxification and your metabolic pathways. And then next week we'll go through some full cleanse challenge details, and we'll finalize our giveaway winner, which you'll hear more about at the end if you are just catching us for the first time. So here's my recap that I was starting to get into. Last week, we talked about the way that our bodies were designed, very basic things, but so important for us to remember because that paradigm affects the way that we view the things we put in our bodies and the way we take care of ourselves. And then what we do in response to sometimes those symptoms that arise when we are struggling. So our body was designed to be well. I hope we all have come to that conclusion, or at least are headed that direction. We know that detoxing is normal and it's for everyone. Everyone detoxes on a daily basis, but it's important for us to detoxify not only within our bodies, but within our lifestyles. And that's mostly what we're going to be focused on with this challenge coming up. And then our environment causes interference. And so specifically toxins within our environment cause interference with so many things. We had a whole list of them that we went through last week, but our specific focus was metabolic health. And I showed you a little study that talked about how much toxins interfere with our metabolic health and metabolism. And then we know that our metabolic health and our biological age, not our chronological age, we can't do anything about chronological age, that just keeps happening, right? But our biological age, the age in which our body feels and operates, those two things are completely inseparable. We talked about glucose spiking specifically, and that every time that it does that, we actually age. And now we're going to start really moving into the specific ways to level out those processes and support our metabolic health with what God made. I love this quote before we go on. It says, "Nature needs no help, just no interference." So that's the areas that we're looking for. What's interfering with our healing system, and how can we remove that interference? So here's the biggest way, starting with the foundation. And so some of you have been around the block with doTERRA a while, and you're like, I have literally heard you talk about lifelong vitality, Melissa, 45 times. Well, here's 46. And mostly for the people that are newer to doTERRA, but we have to be reminded that we can't do health without a foundation. And our foundation is, and you will even see this as we talk about doTERRA's lifestyle pyramid. It starts with eating right, with a foundation on the bottom. And so but unfortunately, like we've taught you before, we aren't getting the nutrition that we need from our food in this day. We talked about that even a little bit last week. And so we supplement. My whole family supplements. My husband, who's almost 40, I'm in my late 30s, my kids are 9, 6, and 3. Everybody supplements. My kids literally think their supplements are their desserts and their snacks and their treats. So it's like, you can tell we've literally been doing this from the day they were no longer breastfed and on. Yeah, I like that my kids think that they're like being naughty when they take a second set of supplements for the day. Anyway, little side note there. But how do we determine if we have good supplements on our hands? It's a really, really important question. I actually had no interest in doTERRA supplements for over a year as a customer when I first started, because I was kind of turned off by the market of supplements. You know, you walk into the grocery store or in the health food store, and what is it? Just literally shelves and rows and like amazing amount of bottles that are claiming all of these things, right? And it feels almost silly, like what is this stuff? And so what I really have begun to appreciate about doTERRA is, as I've used them now for 6 years, and understood what they're made of is I know that they're actually doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're filling in the cracks of my nutrition that I'm not getting, whether I'm trying to get it or not, they're still filling in those cracks. And so what you have to be looking for when you're determining, are my supplements bioavailable, or can my body actually utilize and absorb them? It has to be made out of food. Your body recognizes food. We know that, right? We consume it on a daily basis, and we know our body knows what to do with food. So if our supplements are made out of food, then our body in turn will know what to do with it. So I pulled my box of Lifelong Vitality because I wanted to read to you what is in, like, specifically the Microplex VMZ. That's the food nutrient complex that basically replaces a multivitamin. Here's what the whole food blend for that supplement is: kale leaf powder, dandelion leaf powder, parsley powder, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, spinach, cabbage. Did anybody eat all of those veggies today? I'm like, I don't know if I ate any of them today, this week, maybe, but do you see why it's so important to supplement and fill in the cracks of where we're missing? And then it's got all of the vitamins and minerals. You've got A, C, D, E, K, B6, B12, biotin, iron, magnesium, zinc, all of the things, right? But we're getting so much of that from the enzymes, the whole foods, and all of that. It's even got a tummy tamer blend. So many people feel nauseous on their supplements, I hear, as I'm talking with people who are taking them. They have to make sure they take food, and I haven't found that to be true with Lifelong Vitality. And I think a lot of it has to do with the tamer blend in it. So cool, right? The XE omegas are essential fatty acids required for the function of your heart, lungs, tissues. Your brain is over 70% fat. It needs fat, healthy fats. I'm not talking like like bad fats, like fried food fats. I'm talking good fats that come from clean fish. They can come from plants too. doTERRA actually gets them from both. They have marine oil and plant oil. So you've got your EPAs and your DHAs and other omegas. And then you've got ahi flour, which is from a seed. You've got ALAs, SDAs, GLAs. Those are coming from plants. Pomegranate seed oil, lutein, astaxanthin, lycopene, and then it's got an essential oil blend in it, which when I know now all about these essential oils, originally I just thought that was cool that there were oils in, but now clove, frankincense, thyme, cumin, those are amazing oils for the immune system, for digestive health, for your thyroid specifically. And so you aren't going to find essential oils in your supplements on the store shelves. And so I think that's what really plugs in these supplements and gives them that extra edge. And then you've got the alpha CRS, the cellular vitality complex, that is full of cellular longevity foods. Really, these are all still foods. You've got milk thistle and pomegranate and green tea, turmeric, grapeseed, pineapple, sesame seed, like amazing, right? And the body can utilize those and give us great results. I'm sure that lots of you on here have been on Lifelong Vitality and could tell me all the reasons you love it. So we have a foundational 5. That's the first 3. Alpha CRS, VMZ, and the XE omega. And then the last 2 are digestive enzymes and probiotics. And so I just want to do a quick review of these 2 and remind us why we're taking these things. The digestive enzymes are crucial, not only for absorbing your Lifelong Vitality in your supplements, but absorbing your food and absorbing, digesting and absorbing. And so we used to say several years ago, you are what you eat. And more research is showing it's actually more you are what you eat and absorb. What kind of nutrition can your body actually utilize? And so that's what enzymes do. So digestive enzymes is basically like a big salad that you eat before your meal, because it's all of those enzymes that help break down and prepare your digestive tract to absorb what you're about to take in. And so Terrazyme breaks down proteins and carbohydrates and starches and sugars and lactase and fiber and sucrose, like sugars, like all of the things. And so what happens is some people who are sensitive to those things, maybe like a gluten sensitive or a dairy sensitive or something like that, they actually can consume sometimes those foods as long as they're taking Terrazyme. I have customers that used to never be able to go out to eat because they couldn't risk the cross contamination of food. And now because they have Terrazyme and can be taken it before and after meals, they're fine to eat out. So that's amazing. The cool thing about Terrazyme is that everybody can take them. We give them to children, to infants, actually. Even you can take a little bit of powder and put it on their tongue or put it in their milk or whatever. My kids still take this on a daily basis. We break open that cap and pour the powder in applesauce or yogurt. My kids call it the sprinkles. My kids are a little level weird because they've grown up like this, but I promise you, you can hide this supplement in nearly anything. And we found that it has cleared up eczema patches on the skin. It's healed up some digestive issues. We use it anytime like a wart shows up on our skin or anything like that, because I know that the digestive tract needs some help. And a question that I get a lot is, could I get too many enzymes? Could you overdose on something like that? And what's a really cool fact about digestive enzymes is that you can't overdose. The body actually stores what it can't use at the time and then uses it later. So how cool is that? And it's essential. So I talk with people who are on like bone nutrient complex or other calcium supplements. They absolutely need to do a digestive enzyme to make sure they're actually absorbing those types of supplements, because otherwise they can cause bone spurs, things like that. So at the age of 27, the natural enzyme production in your body decreases. So if you felt like you need more and more digestive help as you age, that's probably why. So those are the enzymes, and then the pre and probiotics. So 15 years ago, when I walked into the world of natural health, probiotics were just on like the beginning of the conversation, just starting that conversation. Prebiotics are actually even newer than that. And doTERRA actually has both in our PB Assist defense formula. And so I love this supplement. It's changed my life. It's changed the lives of people that I've worked, the customers that I've worked with, because if you are not eliminating regularly, you do not feel well, and it affects your mood, and it affects your immune system. It affects your skin, so many things that are like change your life, right? So when you can heal up those things, it is life changing. You see those little capsules on the screen, they look like little alien pills. That's because ours have that prebiotic chlorophyll fiber that actually feeds the probiotic to keep it alive. And then that second capsule doesn't release until it gets into your lower GI, meaning you can get results with lower GI issues. And most probiotics go to die in the stomach acid. And so if you've got a stomach issue, you might have seen results with other probiotics, but most people don't see results with lower GI issues with the probiotic until they try doTERRA. So how do you know if probiotics are necessary for you? Well, if you've ever in your life been on a round of antibiotics, you need to replenish the gut with probiotics. In fact, I'm finally now hearing from the medical world with nurses and doctors saying we're now telling our patients that they should be on a probiotic when they're on an antibiotic. So yay, they're finally talking about what we've been talking about for a couple of decades, and I'm happy about that. You should also be taking probiotics if you're eating conventional meats and dairies, because the majority of the antibiotics in our world are sold to the farming operations. And so unfortunately, you're ingesting those if you're not getting clean meats and dairies. So I mean, if you're on a medication, if you've been on birth control, like there's so many things that disrupt the digestive tract and the good bacteria, so many reasons to be taking a probiotic. But here is kind of why we're all here, right? If you understand the foundational 5 and you're taking them, then this is going to be radically exciting to you, because adding this brand new system that's coming to us in a couple of weeks to your foundation, to what you're already doing, because it doesn't replace it. You've got macronutrients and micronutrients, right? Micronutrients is what that LLV is all about, all of those vitamins, trace minerals, all of the things. Your macronutrients are coming from this product line. And so the combination is what is causing these types of results. And I posted a couple here, and I'm going to share a few more with you. But doTERRA is introducing a line called Meta Power. It's going to be available in September and October. Meta means awareness of oneself. And so, and PWR stands for personal wellness realized. So it's this idea of really getting an understanding and getting in control of the way that our body works. And I think that's really remarkable. I love how they've done this, because the more that we are empowered to understand how our wellness happens, the more we can be in control and in the driver's seat and making those changes. So here's what someone shared with me already. It says, I'm at home all the time with my kids. I'm 10 months postpartum and I'm breastfeeding. This program has allowed me to take more care of me. I've slimmed down my postpartum belly, which was my goal. But the thing that stuck out to me the most is the mommy brain fog. I'm usually heavy in the mommy brain fog. And now I'm so productive. I'm so clear, getting way more done in my day. And I'm still able to be present with my family. And then Julie Haslam here is a peer of mine in doTERRA. She says, I've struggled over the years with brain fog. She actually found out she had a hysterectomy in her late 30s, and now she's in her late 50s. So even like in this post-menopausal type world, she said, I thought it must be my age and pretty much given up on the possibility of even having these things again. MetaPower gave me all these things and more. I will never stop taking this product. So I want to break it down for you. I want you to know what's coming. I want you to know how it could potentially benefit you and support your metabolism. And so does anyone, I'm going to start at the beginning. Does anybody remember this Slim and Sassy blend? Does anybody have it at home? You can tell me in the chat if you've used it and loved it, but Slim and Sassy is a blend that's been around doTERRA since the 2000s. I want to say 2006 is when Emily Wright, one of our founders, said, I've got this idea. I think we should put together oils that help support the metabolic system and your metabolism. And I don't, actually, she did tell us where Slim and Sassy, the name came from. There used to be a Sassy tea back in the day. I don't know. I'm too young for this. But she said that was kind of the idea. The Sassy tea was super popular. And so everyone was combining all of these oils to create this Sassy tea. And she's like, what if we had a blend that did the same thing all together? And so we've combined separate oils, peppermint, cinnamon, lemon, grapefruit, and ginger, 5 oils that have been combined in this blend. And they've given us pretty cool results. I shared last week about my grandmother having lots of changes in her blood sugars by using this oil. I know lots of people, including myself, that have used it to curb cravings. I actually love the smell of it diffused. Anyway, it's been a fun little blend. I will say that we haven't always loved the name because it's perfect for men and women, but not every man wants to be dripping Slim and Sassy down there under their tongue at work. And so doTERRA has heard a lot of feedback, and what they ended up doing was saying, hey, there is something with this blend, but I don't think we've mastered it. And so over the last 3.5 years, they've been messing around with the proportions of those oils in this formula and basically mastered it into a new formulation. So same oils, different name. So goodbye, Slim and Sassy. I hope you're not sad to say goodbye to that oil name. We won't use that again, but those same oils are now a part of this MetaPower, different name, metabolic blend. So there you see it: grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, ginger, and cinnamon bark. Willpower in a bottle. So what doTERRA has done is created 6 products with this MetaPower metabolic blend at the base of it all. So I'll read them through. You can see them on the screen here. You've got the 15 milliliter essential oil blend. That's the bottle you're seeing here. And then you've got MetaPower beadlets. I've actually tried them and they're awesome. I liked the Slim and Sassy flavor before. This is like a little bit more mild, not quite as pepperminty and in your face. It is, I think, delicious. I can't wait for the beadlets because I don't love the peppermint beadlets. And the On Guard beadlets are actually a little spicy for me too. I feel like this is a very, very happy medium. And so anyway, love the beadlets. The satiety gum, that is how you say it, by the way, I have not tasted that myself, but I just was on a call today, which is why we rescheduled this call. And the people that have been in the testing groups love this gum. They said it's so much better than the Slim and Sassy gum before because it holds its taste longer, and it's just better. So that's exciting. So the essential oil is in the 15 ml, the beadlets, the satiety gum, and then obviously the soft gels, meaning the essential oil just in an easy on the go soft gel. So that's the first part of it. Okay. The second part of it is 2 more products that have the basis of the MetaPower, but are like a whole next level. So are you ready to see those? This is we're going to get a little sciencey and a little deep here, but I just want you to understand the premise of it. There's going to be so much more education coming out about these products in the next weeks and months to come. Even into January, doTERRA is going to be launching meta power challenges and things like that. And so I want you to understand what this is. So this is actually a picture in the corner of some of my team. We did a training down in Omaha at the end of July, and I actually had one packet of the Meta Power Advantage doTERRA gave us as diamonds, as ranked in doTERRA, one packet, and I didn't even use it for myself. I saved it for 2 weeks and brought it to Omaha to this training. And so we put it in our shaker bottle, you add water to it, the powder, and then we all tried it. And some of those people who were at that event are here on this call. I hope they tell you in the comments what they thought of it. But I was really surprised because it was not grainy. It was just very easy to drink. It has a lemon orange flavor. I was like, this is actually delicious. I feel like I could drink this every day without a problem. And this is doTERRA's new collagen with NMN. So if you say that too fast, it sounds like M&Ms. It's not M&Ms, it's NMN. And so I'm going to just do a little bit of dive into science. Now, I am not a sciencey person. I find it interesting only because I love exploring how God made the body, and I love watching how what he made in the world can impact our body, meaning essential oils and things. But this is some of the training that I was on today and last month, and we've just been slowly dripped some of this information. And I can tell you 2 months ago, I would have never even heard of NMN. I shared that at our last call. If you remember, it's nicotinamide mononucleotide. They're naturally occurring molecules in the body, and it's NMN is necessary in order for our body to create NAD. NAD is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. So we need NMN to produce NAD, and NAD declines in our 20s. And as it declines, that's where we feel like we're starting to age, right? We have lower energy production, more issues with our tissue, maintaining our blood glucose. We start gaining weight around our midsection. We have more brain fog, right? Those are the things we think are just aging, and it is aging, but not because of a chronological age necessarily, but because our biological age is changing. And so we need NMN to produce the NAD that's been declining since our 20s, and it's required for energy production. So when we have NAD, then our mitochondria production is higher, our tissue function is better, and we're able to maintain normal glucose levels. That's awesome. It also produces ATP. ATP is adenosine triphosphate, which is what captures the energy obtained from our food, from the breakdown of our food. And so when energy is needed, then ATP shuttles around that energy to the place in the body where our energy consuming activity is taking place. And so NMN, which is in doTERRA's collagen, creates the NAD, which then creates the ATP and leads to higher functioning of the body ultimately. And so it's the wood, basically NMN is basically the wood to the fire in your body. And so doTERRA is giving us this opportunity to load up our fire with extra wood by taking Meta Power Advantage. So I'm sure you've seen collagen all over the market, right? Everyone has been begging doTERRA for years to come out with a collagen product, and they have said, we have no interest in just collagen. Like there's even essential oils, the yarrow palm capsules and yarrow palm oil actually helps produce collagen in the body. And that's what they've always told us. They said, but if we could do collagen and we could do it better, then we're interested, because we're not really interested in just following the market. We want to do it to the next level. So that's why doTERRA's collagen has NMN, which we just talked about in it, and all the rest of these things that I've listed on the screen here, things I can barely say. So resveratrol, C. buckthorn, red orange complex, marine. So our collagen is marine collagen. It's got liposomal vitamin C, rose apple extract, biotin, and then our collagen is actually 9 types of collagen. Did you know there's actually 9 types of collagen? Nobody ever talks about that. And different types are needed for different things in the body. So collagens, important, right? It's a protein consumed for energy, but the only way that it's going to be useful is if it's actually digested. And so doTERRA knows that. doTERRA's not interested in just putting a product on the market if it doesn't actually increase and encourage healthier function in the body. And so like they were explaining, liposomal vitamin C is essential in connection with collagen for absorption and usability. So that's interesting, right? I didn't know that. So if you're already taking a collagen product, these are the kind of things you want to start asking. Where is my collagen sourced from? doTERRA's is a marine collagen, so meaning fish, not shellfish. Don't worry if you have an allergy, not shellfish, but clean marine from Italy. And most collagens are pork and chicken, and they have glyphosate and are actually, some are being recalled because they're being linked to cancer. It's not the collagen's fault, it's the glyphosate that's in the collagen that companies aren't looking out for. So anyway, there's so many things to know about collagen. We're going to spend more time in the future talking about them, but I'm really, really excited for this product. I hope that you guys are too. Stacy says it wasn't chalky and didn't have a bad aftertaste, and it wasn't super sweet. It's very, very lightly sweetened with some stevia, only because they don't want it to change your glucose levels, and stevia won't do that. And so yeah, that's also very, very cool. What else was I going to tell you about collagen? Powder versus liquid. Maybe you have a question about that. doTERRA has gone with a powder very specifically and intentionally. You might hear a lot about liquid collagens. doTERRA says that when it's liquid, then there is potential that it has to be pasteurized and it has to have preservatives, and it's hard to keep shelf stable. That's not the case with powder, so that's awesome. And lots of times when they're liquid, it degrades some of the ingredients that are in there. And because doTERRA has 12 other ingredients and 9 types of collagen in this Advantage product, they didn't want to risk degradation of those ingredients. And so there's no emulsifiers, there's no soy, no nuts, no carrageenan, no sugar, no gluten, no dairy, no GMOs, no glyphosate, no colors, no preservatives, no pesticides. And and did I say no emulsifiers? So that's why we had to shake it in a shaker bottle, because it doesn't have a bad ingredient naturally emulsifying it. So anyway, spend a lot of time on that, but it's a product I'm very, very excited about. And then Metabolic Assist is the last one on the list, if you remember. And Metabolic Assist is a capsule that you'll take 1 to 3 capsules every time you eat. And the reason for that is the ingredients in this help decrease the harmful effects of post-meal glucose spikes. So if you've ever seen a roller coaster, some of you are on a glucose spike roller coaster. And that is the fastest way to increase your biological age. It actually creates wear and tear on the body when you spike and crash and spike and crash. And every time you eat, you have the potential for that depending on what you're consuming. And what I learned even today is that different bodies, and I guess I was talking about this yesterday with a builder of mine, different bodies react differently to food. Some people might need to take this product 30 minutes before they eat because their body interacts with different foods differently than someone who could take it 15 minutes before they eat. Some people's blood sugars might spike with a banana. Some might need something different to have that response. But doTERRA has been studying this product and doing placebo controlled studies that they're going to be releasing the data for us in September. And it's showing an overall decrease of blood glucose levels with participants by 15% over what they would normally increase post-meal. So that's a really, really big deal. It's proven through their studies that this is actually impacting and leveling out that roller coaster. So it's designed to be used at mealtime. It's going to help normalize your insulin sensitivity, turning fast carbs basically into slow carbs. That's cool. Really, really cool. So here's what people are saying about these products. I've been loving the results of the MetaPower products. So basically, before I go on, doTERRA has taken 200 wellness advocates within doTERRA. They've done their placebo-controlled studies; those are separate. But then they took 200 wellness advocates, people who are part of doTERRA, and said, "We're going to give you the product for 30 days and just see how you do." And so these are all people that have had the product just for 30 days. None of them have had more than that because we haven't had access to more product than that. And they were on a call with me today, like begging the owners to send them more because they said we can't wait 2 weeks before we get our hands on these products again. We feel so different. So this person says, I've been loving the results of the MetaPower products. I've been able to lose 8 pounds this past month. Not just that, sustained energy, cravings went away, and shocker of all shocker, I don't need coffee to get through my day. Michelle Weaver, I've met Michelle. She has several children. She's a mama out in Massachusetts. In just 2 weeks, I can tell the difference on the firmness of my skin, especially after breastfeeding for almost 8 years now, nonstop. The skin of my knees, neck, and elbows too. The muffin top I've happily acquired after mamahood is much smaller, to the point I feel in 2 more weeks it might be flat again for the first time since my first pregnancy. That's Pamela. I started taking the powder collagen supplement a while ago with the NMN in it and didn't see immediate results, but I'm 100% seeing them now. My skin is firmer. I'm not sure if it's, so she's saying that because some people were reporting back within day 3, 4, or 5, they were already feeling wildly different. So when she says not immediate results, I think she's talking like within the first 48 hours. But she only had the products for 30 days. So within 30 days, she was seeing those results. My skin is firmer. I'm not sure if it's my eyes, but I'm legitimately seeing fewer wrinkles, no neck pain, no headaches that I was getting at least monthly. And I have more energy and also way fewer cravings for sweets. Needless to say, I'm completely sold. I know Stephanie, she also has 3 kids. And then, yeah, just a cool lady. I'm just so blown away. Just look at the difference in inflammation. I did a triathlon in June and my body stayed the same. Then 1 month on MetaPower and this happens. What she's referencing is the pictures on the left. Those are her pictures. I've learned so much about the importance of her metabolic system. So those are her befores on the left and her afters on the right. This is just 30 days of using this system that I'm talking about. So she's using the Advantage powder, collagen, and NMN in the morning. And then she's doing the assist capsules with each meal. And the other products, remember the oil, the gum, the beadlets, the soft gels, those are just in addition to those products when she feels like she's craving or just wants some extra support. So, and then like I was sharing earlier, our placebo double-blind study data is coming. We're going to hear all about that in a couple of weeks. So what do you think of those testimonials? It's way fun on my end of it because I know these people, and like especially McKay. I spent a weekend at a retreat with her last November, just the sweetest grandma ever, and to see those results is just so crazy. So I want you to have the dates and the details of what's all going to happen here. So here's September. Today's September 1st, if you can believe it, and we're in week 2 of the WhyWeCleanse series. Next week, Tuesday, I'm going to finish this up. What I want to do is lay out a schedule for you of how you would use these products and what our challenge is going to look like at the end of the month. You don't have to have the MetaPower products to be in a part of the challenge. You could just do the lifelong vitality. Anyway, I'll go through all that. Our main focus is increasing metabolic health and decreasing toxins. And so we're going to do that through a lot of lifestyle changes. I want to help you get rid of toxins, not only in your body, but in your home and in your foods. I want to help you get rid of toxic thinking. And we're going to be focusing on all of those types of toxins. So I'll explain all of that next week. And then we're going to be drawing for our live giveaway. I'll show you what that is in just a second. September 15th is when doTERRA's convention starts. Their convention is September 15, 16, and 17. The morning of September 15th, doTERRA is going to launch all of this. They're going to have an entire day of researchers and scientists and chemists and like product development, all the people that have put their brain into this product for 3.5 years, and they're going to share it all, how it's working. So it's going to be kind of sciencey. I had to stop taking notes today when the physicians were talking, because I was like, there's no point in me writing down these words. I don't even know what they mean, but I appreciate that this isn't just a hype thing. Like, oh, we've got a lot of companies selling collagen. Let's make a collagen. Like there is so much, and the feature of these products is essential oils, that blend that's at the core. So that's awesome. So that's going to happen on September 15th. Anybody that has a convention ticket, I'll explain this in a minute, they'll be able to purchase that MetaPower line. September 20th, I'm going to be back here on Zoom. You're all invited. I'm going to be doing a recap class with more information, all of this, teach you a little bit more about collagen and everything that I learned in Salt Lake City. And make sure that you're ready for our challenge, because that will start on September 26th, our 30-day challenge. My goals for you is that you feel a sense of community. Remember all those things we were talking about with metabolic health and what's important, like nutrition, connection, stress management, movement. That's what I want to help you do those things. I want you to feel like you're locked arms with someone that's going to help you move forward. And so that's the goal of our 30-day challenge. But just to back up, there's going to be some new product showcases in person that week, the 18th through the 23rd. All of our advocates who are going to be in Salt Lake City will be able to leave with the product, and we're likely going to all come back. I'm for sure going to have a new product showcase on the 20th. I know there's another one happening in Michigan on the 23rd, and others that will likely happen around. So please stay tuned for that. But then in October, that's when the general doTERRA public will be able to purchase these products. So here's what it looks like. September 15th, the convention kit or these MetaPower products will be revealed. And if you have a virtual ticket or in-person ticket for convention, you'll be able to purchase them. Otherwise, all doTERRA customers will be able to purchase it as a bundle, like all of the products together, October 1st. And November 1st is when all of the products will be laid out individually. And so they're staggering the release a tiny bit because we don't want to run out of product. We don't want to run out of inventory, which I've been told we will not. So that's really exciting. But if you are like, I can't wait till October 1st. I want to join in, and I want to have the MetaPower products on the 26th when your challenge starts. Then the only way for you to do that is to have a virtual ticket to convention, because that will give you access to the shopping site when it goes live on September 15th. So the virtual tickets are $35, and then you can watch the product reveal with me. I'm going to be in Salt Lake City, but you can watch it as I watch it. It's live. You can watch it on demand if you're working on that Thursday. You'll be able to go back that evening or the next day or whenever and watch it. But $35 gets you access to all that. And the other thing they're doing with that ticket is giving you a daily recap of all that we're going to learn over 3 days, just a 30-minute recap of each day that will be available on demand. That's cool, because it's like overwhelming amount of information, 3 days in Salt Lake. I would honestly, at some points, have just a 30-minute recap, just easier to digest. So I think that's such a cool option for you as a customer, and you'll be able to purchase up to 2 convention kits with that ticket. So anyway, I just wanted you to know that there's been mixed information going around. This is the actual timeline and what you can expect. So there's a website there if you want to just at least look into it, heal.doterra.com, and you can get a virtual ticket. Anybody, a wholesale customer, even if you're not a customer in doTERRA, you can have a virtual ticket to learn with us. So that's it for this week. Am I just like way off time? I feel like I've been talking forever. Not too bad. Stacy has already emailed me all of your names that were on here today. It looks like the only one I need to know is who is Samsung. And then there's a CCDDIA 7450. If you could throw your guys' names in the chat so I can make sure you actually get in. Otherwise, we don't really know who you are. Everyone else looks like they have names. And so you, if you were here last week, then you got your first entry into, I guess it still says first entry. It should say second entry for this week. Then you have 2 entries, and next week will be your 3rd entry. We'll give you an entry if you're here. And then we're going to have the magic spinner. Have you seen me do that again? Stephanie. Okay. I'll write your name down. We can't let you miss out. One of my leaders messaged me today and she goes, "Are you seriously giving away a MetaPower kit?" And I was like, "Is that a bad idea?" She's like, "No, it's awesome." I was like, "Oh, okay. I didn't know what you meant by that." But yeah, I am. Why not? I have a ticket. I'll be able to buy 2 kits. So I'm going to buy one for myself, and then I'm going to give my other one away to someone next week on Tuesday after you hear what the 30-day challenge is all going to look like. Sound good? Brenda. I'll make sure Brenda's on the list as well. Cool. Any other questions? I'm going to stop the recording and then I'm happy to hang out here for a few minutes if you'd like.